Okay, so this video is designed to help you learn the electronic room inventory form. This video will be available for you throughout training, so feel free to revisit it as you need. When you first log in to rms.fgcu.edu with the login provided by your supervisor, you'll want to immediately come over to the accounts and user settings and change the password. This account is associated with you, so please be sure that you have your credentials up to date at all times. When completing your room inventory forms, you should be logged in under your username, not your battle buddies. This allows your supervisor to follow up with the appropriate staff member should any adjustments need to be made. So, to get started, on your home screen, you will have fewer options than I do, but you will have the inspections check-in and inspections check-out. To start us off, you're going to go to check-in, identify your community type. So for our example today, I'm going to use Biscayne, Everglades, and Palmetto, 2 and 3 bedrooms. You'll click Create, and this screen will load. On the screen, you're going to identify the room or the living area that you want to do the inspections for. The best way to do this is to use this blue circle. It's notified as the room picker. You'll come down to your community. You'll hit the little arrow. Find your hall, so we're going to use Palmetto Hall as our example. You'll click first floor, and then if you're the east or west. So east or west, you all probably talk more so in high and low, so in this case east is low. So what you're going to do is collect your entire floor and show me the list. So these are all available check-ins that you can do. You'll notice on this screen you have the A's and the B's. I like to load all of the entire floor at one time, that way you can see what you're working with. So to start a room inventory form for an entire suite, while it does list 101 and 101A and 101B, you're going to click the little magnifying glass with the plus sign, and it's going to load this screen. It's going to allow you on this first initial creation to do the entire apartment. So you're going to see that you're in Palmetto 101 with both sides of the bathroom, Palmetto 101A's bedroom, and Palmetto 101B. It's only at the time of the initial creation that you can do an entire suite or apartment at one time. If you make an error on one of them, you'll have to edit them individually from here. So from this screen, the statuses automatically populate. This does not necessarily indicate the current status of the room, so you'll need to go to each one and adjust it to the correct status. If there is a particular note, so for example, on the bathroom walls, needs touch-up paint, and you would change this to say small paint chip on right wall. This allows for at checkout there to be a clear understanding of what existed at the time of check-in. This would be something relevant for the student to see, so you can put it right here. You do not have to mark it as private, and mark save. So anything that has a note will be highlighted in green when the student checks in. Once you've completed all of the statusing and any notes, you'll come down to the bottom. If there is something that would prohibit or inhibit a student moving in, such as a door is missing, a handle is missing in the shower, a shower head is missing, something like that, what you're going to do is you're going to make a note down here in the very bottom box saying shower head is missing. Your supervisors, because of the way that you do your process, will be able to run a report and provide this to facilities. Because this will be addressed or should be addressed prior to move-in, you're going to mark it as private. This means that the residential student at time of check-in will not see this note, as it will likely no longer be relevant. So once you have completed all of that, you're going to come down to inspection staff status, mark it as approved, and if you had something in this comment box, you're going to change maintenance request to in progress. This allows your supervisors to run the appropriate reporting to make it easier for them and for you. You do not need to do anything with charges at this time, as that is reserved for checkouts only. You'll hit save. It'll say here that it's generated 2 inspections. If you're in Osprey Eagle, this will more often than not say 3. If you're in the apartments, this will more often than not say 4 if you're creating an apartment at an entire time. So now you're back on this screen and you can move on to do 102 A and B the exact same way. Now let's say you were walking out of Palmetto 101B and noticed something that you didn't initially see on the inspection. Not a problem. You can go back to inspections, check in inspection, edit. It's exactly like it sounds. It means that it's a form that you're going to be able to edit. So if you've done this all correctly, it should be approved, and then you're going to pick your building, again, from the drop-down list, or from your floor or building rather. So Palmetto, first floor, and put on today's date or whatever day that you're making it, and show me the list. So you're going to see here Palmetto 101A and B. You'll go here to Palmetto 101B, and it'll take you back to this screen. You'll run the operation. I know run operation sounds really intimidating. It's not. And then you can come down and make whatever adjustment you needed to make to that bedroom. Come back up. Make sure that if there was any note that you needed to add, it's here. When you're doing editing of a RIF, rather than the initial creation of a RIF, that comment box is going to be at the top, not at the bottom. So just something for you to note. You'll hit save and be done. Now, let's say you're done with your entire floor and you want to make sure that you've gotten everything right. This is also the best way to check what RIFs have been created on your floor, just to make sure that you've covered all your bases. Now, if you accidentally create 2 RIFs for the same room, or you made an error, and this is going to happen more often than not than in a 3 or 4 bedroom, and you want to be able to adjust all 4 at one time, then you would need to come in and void the RIF. Same way as editing it, you're going to come down here, run the operation, and change inspection staff status to voided. That is not something that you should do regularly, but it is an option, and you should notify your supervisor via email of the room number or room numbers that you voided. That way they can adjust it on their end so that there's not multiple RIFs for the room. That's how you create eRIFs. Making sure that you take the time to adequately status the information as well as provide notes will help make this an easy process for everyone. And just as a final reminder, once again, if it is something that would impact a student's ability to move in, meaning something is missing, something is broken, something is exceptionally dirty, that is where these private note boxes at the top. Please make sure you hit private, as that is how supervisors are going to run the list to send to facilities. Should you have any questions, please notify your supervisor or RLTA immediately. Thanks so much, and happy riffing.